There are countless examples of players not being able to handle the pressure of New York. I mean, we saw Sonny Gray basically get thrown off the team by Yankees fans because he smiled after giving up a few runs. Ken Griffey Jr. once said that he would never play for the Yankees. And the latest example, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he pretty much said the exact same thing, only he said he'd rather die than play for the Yankees. Now, let me make something as crystal clear as I can possibly make it. I don't think that Ken Griffey Jr. and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hate the Yankees organization. More or less, I think they hate Yankees fans. I mean, even Jose Canseco just went on a Twitter rant urging Aaron Judge. I know that he misspelled it. He was using a voice to text and accidentally said Karen Judge. But basically, in a nutshell, Jose Canseco, a former New York Yankee, was pleading Aaron Judge to leave because Yankees fans, they just don't appreciate their players. That's what he was saying, not me. Again, back to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. In a recent podcast, he said that he loves playing in New York, so he's not like Sonny Gray or Lance Lynn or Joey Gallo, players that folded under the pressure. He enjoys the moment. He loves killing the Yankees, and he's not wrong. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in 64 career games against New York, he's basically hitting .290 with 14 doubles, 13 home runs, and 41 RBIs, again, in 64 games with an almost 900 OPS. Those are pretty solid numbers, especially for a guy that's 22, 23 years old, 24 I think now. He's only going to get better from here, and Yankees fans, honestly, I thought they respected him to begin with. Now, they just hate him. I mean, even if we're talking about Ken Griffey Jr., he enjoyed the moment as well. He loved playing in Yankee Stadium and against the Yankees. Against the Yankees, in 133 career games, he had a near 1,000 OPS and 40 home runs in 133 games. He was basically prime Barry Bonds, or just simply prime Ken Griffey Jr., but even better. We know that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. started off the 2022 season with 3 home runs in a single game. He basically morphed into his dad because he was hitting pitches that you're not supposed to hit, let alone hit home runs off of. I still can't believe that inside pitch he turned on for a home run. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr., again, he is so good. He hits baseballs that have no business being home runs, and he hits them for home runs. And like I mentioned earlier, at this time, I fully had the impression that Yankees fans respected Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yes, they were clowning on him and trolling him, but it was all in good Yankee fun. But now, honestly, fast forward a few months later, I don't know if the Yankees fan base respects Vladdy anymore. Honestly, I think they fully turn on him, and they hate the kid. In my opinion, the respect turning into full-blown hatred started with this moment right here. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays were facing off against the Yankees. Vladdy made a pretty good pick to end the game, and he was celebrating like crazy. So, of course, what did Yankees fans think of this? They were basically saying, wow, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you just won the World Series in May, or whenever the game happened, I don't remember. But basically, from that moment on, Yankees fans completely turned on Vladdy Jr., and the respect was gone because Vladdy was basically showboating in their face. But it doesn't end just there. We have another moment that compounded the hatred. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. later on in the season, he walked off the Yankees, and this is what he had to say over and over. If you thought the first base celebration was bad enough, yeah, saying "this is my house" over and over on live television for all of Yankees Twitter to see and hear, yeah, that's not going to end well, and from that moment forward, there's no turning back. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. versus the Yankees fan base, it's always going to be a storyline because Yankees fans, they have been absolutely ruthless when it comes to trolling not only the Blue Jays, but specifically Vladdy Jr. They call him fat, they call him chunky, they call him all of the things that you could possibly call someone to try and make them feel bad about themselves. Now, if we go back to that clip of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. saying, "this is my house," later on in the season, if I remember correctly, the Yankees, they clinched a playoff spot in Toronto, so in Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s house, and Michael Kay, the broadcaster for the Yankees, had this to say.
And you know what? It's really nice of Vlad Guerrero to let the Yankees celebrate in his house. Congratulations to the Yanks.
So at this point, it's not just a fun ribbing of player versus fans. This is actually fans despising a player. That player understanding that, hey, this is no longer just a fun game of me playing really well and really going at it with the fans back and forth because it's a fun game. No, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has the same perspective as Yankees fans. They hate each other. Now, does Vladimir Guerrero Jr. enjoy the moment? Yes. Does he play better against the Yankees? Well, he plays about the same. He has an 870 OPS against the Yankees for his career. So he does play really well against the Yankees, and honestly, I'm excited to see how this shapes up for the rest of his career and if Yankees fans are ever gonna let up. And in my opinion, that's never going to happen. I mean, if Yankees fans make their own players not want to leave their apartment, aka Joey Gallo, Gallo said that he did not want to show his face in the city of New York. Aaron Hicks, I don't even know how he's still on the team because of how poorly Yankees fans have treated him. Then again, he didn't play all that well. So Derek Jeter, he kind of said it himself. I'm going to go ahead and roll a clip.
Talk about those fans so often. You've called them the best multiple times. What is it about Yankees fans that makes them the best?
They watch, they pay attention. It means something to them. You know, every game means. I remember in '98, we had basically won the division in April, and we had a little bad streak there at the end of the year. And I'm walking down the streets, and people are yelling at me, telling me we better turn it around. I mean, we won 125 games that year, but they pay attention and they have high expectations. I think that brings out the best in people.
Yankees fans are great when you're playing well, and when you're not, they're going to let you know. It's as simple as that. I mean, even Alec Boehm had a moment with Phillies fans where he said, I effing hate this place. He owned up to it, and then the Phillies fan base, they loved the kid, and it became almost a meme.
Alex, is there something you want to tell Philadelphia to wrap up this interview? I love this place.
Where Alec Boehm would just casually say, I love this place, instead of I effing hate this place. So Phillies fans, Yankees fans, they'll be nice to you if you're performing well. Anyways, to end today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show a few clips of Ken Griffey Jr., Jose Canseco, and maybe a few other players talking about Yankees fans and how they did or did not like them, and in most cases, actually every single case, they didn't like them. So let me know in the comments, what do you make of opposing players loving playing in New York and against the Yankees, and more specifically trying to embarrass the Yankees so that they can shove it in the faces of the Yankees fan base? Or what do you make of the Yankees fans being so hostile towards not only opposing players but their own players to the point where they don't want to show their face in the city? So there's a lot of angles to this story. Vladdy Guerrero Jr., he said that he would rather die than play for the Yankees. Ken Griffey Jr. said if the Yankees were the only team in baseball to offer him a contract, he'd retire. He hates the Yankees as well. It goes back to his childhood. From afar, as a casual baseball fan, I think it's wildly entertaining. That's why I'm making today's video, because I'm not a Blue Jays fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. So me just kind of sitting on the outside looking in, this is great. This is super entertaining. Keep it up.
This man almost won the Triple Crown. Not only that, he set a new American League home run record clean. That means no use of steroids or any enhancements. His home crowd is booing him. Let's assume Aaron Judge makes the huge mistake of letting him sign with the Yankees. Well, now he's making $35 to $40 million a year. You think the fans are going to be happy about that? Absolutely not. He's in a lose-lose situation. He needs to not walk, but sprint as fast as your legs can take you and get the hell out of there and go somewhere where you're going to be appreciated.
One, because I got great friends who, Jeter's a good friend of mine, Jorge Posada, Mo, Rick Sharon. I mean, all these guys were, guys that I looked up to. And once I saw the pinstripes with NY on it, I was like a different person. I was like, okay, here it is. We're going to go at it.